Hello everyone, welcome to the News Desk. Rich Hagan alongside the Director for Global Organised Play, Helene Bergeot. Helene, as always, you come here to the News Desk at the Pro Tours. You have a ton of great things to say. Let's get to it. Where do you want to start?
Hi, Rich. So first off, I would like to explain that because we constantly revisit our programs to make sure that they are doing exactly what we want and to look at ways to improve them, we have decided moving forward that we would announce all the different changes, at the same time, like this. That helps clear, absorb the information. So today we are going to cover a number of things. The very first thing that I would like to talk about is our schedule for the Pro Tour for next year.
That sounds fantastic. Without further ado, let's put up for you where we are going in 2017. Wow!
Yes, it's a very exciting schedule for next year. First off, we are going to go back to Dublin in Ireland. We were there for PT Ferros, as you probably remember. We had excellent feedback from the players. Everybody felt really welcome, by the local community.
Yeah, the community were fantastic in Ireland.
We are getting back here. For our second Pro Tour, we are going to go back to Tennessee.
Okay.
But new city, we are going to go to Nashville.
Right, because we were in Memphis in 2008.
Yes, this is correct. 4 words, that was words.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to be, very clear, just like the first Pro Tour is probably like the most exciting, at least for me. We are going back to Japan.
It's going to be amazing. So yeah, Kyoto, July 28th through 30 in 2017. And that's been a while since we've been there.
Yeah, that has been 8 years since we have not been to Japan.
So that's Chiba 2010. Can't wait to go back to one of the spiritual homes of magic in the Asia-Pacific region. Okay, what about Albuquerque? I don't know much about Albuquerque.
Albuquerque is the first time that we are going to have a Pro Tour there. So I'm very interested in this one, especially after hearing what the players who were there recently for the Grand Prix were telling us about. Apparently there is very good food, so that should be an interesting one as well.
All right, and then the World Magic Cup.
The World Magic Cup will be in Nice. We have been here before. And again, just like everybody seemed to be really enjoying that city, so let's go back there.
Fantastic. Now, if you're wondering about formats for those events, Ian Duke from Inside R&D, part of our coverage team, he'll be here in a few minutes. We'll chat a bit about that with Ian. So that's where we're going. Alan, what's next?
The other topic that I would like to talk about today is really some changes that we are doing with regards to the Pro Club and to the World Championship. So, because we are again looking every single, regularly how we can just best allocate our resources, and we identified that there are things that would work better, just like if you shift some of the resources from the Pro Club to the World Championship.
All right. Okay. So, how are you going to go about doing that then?
So, what we are going to do actually is that starting with next season, the pro season that will start in a few months from now, we are going just to shift some of the appearance fees of the platinum players into the World Championship. So technically what it means is that the appearance fees of the pro player, which are currently $3,000 per pro tour, will become $250.
Okay.
And the money that we are just changing like that, we are putting in the prize pool of the World Championship.
Right, so in theory you're saying that rather than rewarding people for what they've already done by becoming platinum, you're going to reward them for what they're about to do in performing in the World Championship.
And for us, it's really a way of making sure that we are positioning the World Championship as really the top of the Magic competition, and it seems logical to have a higher prize pool for that event.
Okay, so how is that going to work?
So it's going to work in 2 steps. So what we are going to do this year, so for this year World Championship, which we had announced first off to have a prize pool of $150,000. Instead, because of the fact we are changing the appearance fees, we're able to increase that prize pool up to $250,000.
Wow. Okay, so let's take a look at that. There you see on screen. The first prize will be $70,000, and right the way down, $250,000. The total prize pool, that of course is in Seattle, Washington in September this year. Okay, but you said there's a 2-step process.
Yeah, that's a 2-step, because next year is when we are able to fully accomplish on that change, and we will be able to increase that prize pool to $500,000.
$500,000 for the 2017 World Championship. There you see it, and $6 figures, $100,000 to the winner of the 2017 World Championship. That is a lot of money on the line. And worth noting, if you qualify for Worlds in 2017, $12,000 appearance fee, that is the $12,000 that current Platinums get for their 4 Pro Tour appearances.
Absolutely, that was really the intent when we have designed the way the prize pool is going to work. Something that I would like to mention as well is that in the light of these changes, we're also revisiting the way the qualification for the World Championship work, and we are just going to announce that during Sydney.
Okay, so look forward to Eldritch Moon for more on that. We have around about 25 Platinum Pros right now, so I guess a lot of them will be featuring in the World Championship field. All right, so we'll talk more about that in Sydney at Eldritch Moon. We've talked about the 2017 schedule. We've talked about the increase in prizes and the redistribution there. What else?
So we are going to post an article that's going to just to detail all the changes that we are talking today. So I'm not going to go in every single detail, but what I would like to share today, right now, is the fact that we are making a few tweaks to our preliminary PTQs and regional PTQ system.
All right.
And specifically on how regional PTQ work. It's based on the feedback that we have received. So a first change that I can talk about today is the fact that starting with the regional Pro Tour qualifier for Eldritch Moon, so the one that are going to be scheduled late May, early June.
Yes.
The whole top 8 of the RPTQ will auto-qualify for the next round of regional Pro Tour qualifier, regardless of attendance.
Okay.
So that's the first change. The second thing that we are going to do, but this will be implemented for the qualifying round for Hawaii, so which is like somewhere in August, sorry. And in that case, what we're going to do is just to avoid the situation today where, if you are under a certain threshold, there is a certain number of invites. If you are over that threshold, you have more invites. That creates a little bit that feel-bad moment.
Sure.
When you are just very
below
close,
the threshold.
just below the threshold.
Yeah.
So instead, we are going to have top 4 of all regional Pro Tour qualifiers just qualifying for the Pro Tour, regardless of attendance.
Yes.
I should mention, though, that it's only for the face-to-face events. There is no change to the Magic Online regional Pro Tour qualifiers.
Okay, yep.
So that's the first thing. But of course, we have looked at the same time at the attendance of the trends that we have been seeing. And since Europe is seeing higher attendance than the other region, we are going to add regional PTQ there to address this. And very logically, we are going to have this regional PTQ being in Italy, so which is going to give us a total of 32 events.
And that's because Italy has so many people going to the RPTQs,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes.
So they've been by far the biggest, haven't they, historically? All right, so the 2017 Pro Tour schedule is known. We're going back to Japan. Fantastic stuff. $250,000 for Worlds in 2016, $500,000 for Worlds in 2017. Platinum appearance fees changing to compensate for that. Some changes in the RPTQs. But Helene has one more thing that she needs to talk to you about, and to make sure, we want to get me right out of the way so she can talk to you directly. So, Helene, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Rich. I would like to take a moment today to talk about the upcoming Grand Prix in Charlotte. So this is what is happening. A few weeks ago, North Carolina signed a law that says that you can legally use only the bathroom that are conforming to the sex assigned at birth. And inclusivity is a core value at Wizard of the Coast. And so we want to make sure that we can do all what we can to make sure that trans people feel included in the event under these circumstances. So in that context, this is what we are doing today. First of all, just I should really say that there is no perfect solution when something like that comes up. So we and the organizers, Star City Games and the venue, have been working on looking at the best way to mitigate the problem. In that case, we are not canceling the event. Players and judges have been planning for months to attend that event. They have saved their money, they are looking forward to it, and we don't want to punish them for situations that we had no control on. So as we have been looking at solution, and Pete Hoffling from Starty Games posted an article very recently, and he explains in that article that the first idea that we were evaluating was to have a large number of bathrooms becoming like gender-neutral bathroom at the venue. Unfortunately, for some legal reasons, this is not possible. So what we are doing instead is just like just to have all the single occupancy bathroom at the venue being just like becoming a gender-neutral bathroom. And we are going to do that. Is it ideal? No, it's not ideal, and we are fully aware of that. But it's the least bad solution that we can come up with in that situation. Something that I would like to mention as well is that we'll have a WOTC representative on site so that they can talk to people on site, they can answer questions, and they can work with Starty Games to make sure that everybody feels welcome at the event. So that's what we are doing today. What about the future? First off, I would like to reiterate the fact that our overall approach when something like that comes up is to go ahead with the event because we don't want to punish our fans. But we also want to look at the best ways just like to mitigate the problem and make the event accessible, welcoming, and inclusive to all. So we are working right now on the schedule for Grand Prix for next year. The details are not yet nailed down, but what I can tell you today is that we are looking at alternative cities in that region to make sure that we can serve the fans without facing similar issues. So this is what is happening today, and I just would like to reiterate that inclusivity is really at the core of our values, and we do what we can to make sure that everybody feels welcome at our events, and that does include trans judges, trans players, and creators, because we want them to feel, welcome, because we deeply care about them. So thank you.